The Tough Mudder, a cross-country obstacle course racing off-road, through ice water, under barbed wire, past electric shocks, and all whilst covered head to toe in mud. The marathon, an ultimate test of endurance, battling through mental barriers to complete a grueling 26.2-mile course. Both incredible feats, but why would somebody want to combine them? Well, to find that out, we have to go back to the beginning, when the goal was much simpler. To understand somebody's decision-making process, we must first understand their desire. What is it that appeals to them about said task? Why do they want it? For me, I was always fairly athletic. I used to play a lot of sport in and out of school and uni, and I always tried to keep active. But since moving to London, I kind of lost sight of that. I was never really happy with how I felt I looked because I was no longer exercising. And as a result, I tended to cover up, whether that be with my shirt or with how I positioned my body. And I didn't really enjoy that. So, why wait any longer? The goal was set. Simply look better. I'd done it before, so why not get to training? I went to the gym most days and pumped that iron, reminding myself that these weights weren't anything but a peanut. My camera placement may have been poor. I mean, seriously, what is that? I promise I didn't deliberately deploy cop cam. Day by day, I was exercising, and I even started running. But slowly and surely, step by step, day by day, just striving for exercising more. Didn't have the same drive it initially had. You see, sometimes the desire alone isn't quite enough. Any decision you make in life, that desire has to have a motive. For example, you see a cake and you desire to have it in your belly. You are motivated to do so, as it is easy to do it, and it tasted good last time. Similarly, I desire your mother. I am motivated to act on this desire because she's easy to do and she tasted good last time. So, I'll ask the same question that intoxicated uni students ask every Saturday. What's the motive? A lot of people won't know that I almost lost my mother. No, not to alcohol-related problems. This is just the result of living with Chris MD. I'd almost lost her to a disease that I'd never heard of but now know all too well. Encephalitis. She was given a 20% chance of living in intensive care and now lives without a sense of taste, smell, has little to no long-term memory, and that's just a few things that she has to deal with on a day-to-day basis. But if you didn't know her, you would never even realise, because not once has she complained. In fact, she's actually apologised to us for what she thinks she's put us through, and she just attacked life with the biggest smile on her face. Now, if having a woman like that in my life wasn't motivation enough, then I feel like raising money for the people who weren't as lucky as we were would be. Right, well, yeah, I think dying mother should do. It's brought the tone down a bit, isn't it? Jesus Christ. So I knew I was training towards something, but what? So I've been doing some research and I can see that Tough Mudder doesn't only offer the 5+ and 10+ mile course, but they actually offer something called a Tough Mudder Infinity as well. They've wanted to raise some money for a while, but as impressive as they are, just a Tough Mudder or a marathon alone isn't really going to turn any heads. But with this Tough Mudder Infinity, it seems I could combine the two, which may be a silly idea, but I think I may need to get back in the gym. The plan was now clear. Get in shape and prepare as best I can for this marathon of Tough Mudders. Like someone with a laxative-dense diet, I learned to embrace the runs. They now had purpose. They were how I would get around the course. My gym sessions were to build strength, to carry my own and other people's weight. I even started climbing, so I was more prepared for what obstacles would be thrown at me. And kindly, some of the boys had even said they'd join for a lap as well to keep morale high.
It's not good, is it?
I started to realise since starting to get back into exercise that I also just didn't eat very well at all. Just sort of relying on deliveries or just popping down to the shops and just getting like a ready meal or something. One thing I found that's easier to fit around my schedule, and I don't really have to worry as much about meal planning, is
Hello Fresh, the sponsor of today's video. Say goodbye to the silly food delivery guy, silly little delivery person. Get up, I've got a recipe that's not for disaster. HelloFresh has hundreds of recipes to choose from that get delivered right to your door. I like them flexible, and HelloFresh is just that. It's simple and easy. In the flick of a switch, it can turn even the most stupid chef into a culinary wizard. I'd just love to click the link in his description or scan the QR code for 60% off my first order.
and then when I get that order, maybe I'll scan the flyer and play a game to win one of 10,000 prizes. What the hell is going on right now? So that covers the nutritional side of things pretty darn tastily. Let's get back to training. And training was going well. I was starting to feel stronger and fitter.
Just finished my quickest 5k yet, pretty sure like a minute quicker than the last one.
And adding weights in the gym and climbing difficulter? Climbing bet? I turned into an ape. I was keeping people updated with training, and people were generously donating, which I genuinely couldn't be more grateful for. As the days, weeks and months went by, I felt like I was getting increasingly prepared to tackle the task at hand. But, just as I started to believe that perhaps it was doable,
Right, so we're just under a week away from actually doing it, and my foot looks like this. I was playing football, and some silly little individual just stamped right on my toe. Of course, I played on, because I didn't feel a thing. The idiot in me says, hey, you'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? But then a week later, I've obviously got to run a marathon on it. Through mud.
Oh, but apparently that wasn't enough.
So apparently, everybody that was meant to be doing this with me is now injured. So it looks like I'll be tackling this one alone, which is a rarity in my life. Yeah, so looks like your boy's running as a lone wolf. Fingers crossed that I've got it in me.
But there was no turning back now. The day was upon us. Right, just got onto London Tower Bridge, on my way to Gatwick Airport. The day is upon us. I've got myself a chicken peanut satay box to celebrate. Because I've heard in order to do a marathon, you kind of need some fuel. And I don't run on petrol. Whoa, my sex is on fire. Because I think the chicken peanut satay is the king of Leon. So I was off, and despite some minor setbacks, I was in high spirits. You know, I'd put the work in. I was fueled on peanuts. I just kind of felt like nothing could kind of go wrong.
Good start. Wrong terminal.
So I was off, and despite some minor setbacks, I was in high spirits. You know, I'd put the work in. I was fueled on peanuts. I just kind of felt like nothing could kind of go wrong. It actually didn't that time, don't worry. I meant to come to Scotland.
Uber driver, who apparently was a wannabe rally driver, has just dropped me off. I've done this before. Well, would you look at this? Pretty nifty new, right? Apparently they assumed I was going to be unbelievably disabled. Every time I book a hotel these days, I get the disabled room. Maybe they just assume from the profile picture. What she did say though, she said, I assume you're here for the Tough Mudder? And I went, so you've heard about me. What the hell is going on outside right now? No world? What the fuck? What do they know that I don't know? Well, apparently it's the end of the world, so time for Beddieth buys. Good night.
I was expecting to be under some sort of ultraviolet light. I am quite relieved that there's no splooge stains all over the pillow. Oh, there's blood on the ceiling. Oh, yawn.
Hi, right.
I'm all right. Come on, 5-1. No.
Right, today is the day, people. A little bit of breakfast to begin. And some friendly flanter. Everybody else here has somebody else. And I'm all by myself. Am I going to be the only person on my own today?
Yeah, I was. I was the only person on my own.
Breakfast consumed.
Time for an epic get-ready montage.
And there I was, ready and fueled for the day. Months of training had led to this moment. And on the journey to that field, do you know what? I was ready. But upon arriving, I had some pretty devastating news.
Right, we've had trouble getting in. It's currently 9:23. Online it said 4:30. The last lap time can start with a 10-mile course. And here it says 12:45. So I think I've got to get my skates on.
So now not only did I have to do the Marathon of Tough Mudders, I had a time limit. Right, off I go, apparently.
Joining in with everybody. I've also just realised I've not even done a warm-up. I think I might be wearing the bib that makes everyone think you're incredible at running. I'm here with all my pals. Can you wait for the next obstacle? No, neither can I.
And there it was, obstacle number 1, the hero walls. I'll be honest, it's quite simple. I had to climb over a wall.
Whose idea was it? There are so many hills. Oh my god, look at the state of this. Just hills upon hills.
Devil's Beard. Now, I'll admit, that does sound like something out of Urban Dictionary. Quite fitting, I guess, because it's just a big net you have to go down on.
Can't even say I'm belittling myself for views anymore. This isn't even on the Sidemen channel. About 5 people who watch this, and 6 of them are my mother. Tell you what, I'm glad we evolved, because this shit is bloody ridiculous. I do not deserve that. Oh yeah, that looked great going downhill. Marathon of the Gloucester cheese rolling contest next week. Hell of a view, innit? 100% not worth it. Just get like a chairlift or something up there. But
Twinkle toes. In Pride Month, don't use that sort of language. No, you basically just have to balance across a beam. No, I'll be honest, the first 3 obstacles aren't the most difficult, alright? But even these I'm making look hard. Mud mile. But these deliberately sounded like innuendos now. Effectively, this is just a big trough of muddy shit that you need to just hop over. What's not in the brochure, however, there's just loads of bits of gravel in there. You just leave all scabbed up.
I didn't see JCBs on the London Marathon, did you?
Watch out, it's the Block Ness Monster.
Really, Scotland?
This one was a little different. It required teamwork. Hop in a big pool of muddy, cold water and just sort of push people around with this rotating battle beam. I think the most difficult part about this obstacle was the arseholes that don't return the favour.
That's freshening me up. I think this next one could be electric shocks or barbed wire. Neither of which I've tackled in my training, apart from that time I went off-road dogging.
Oh, is that a ladder in your mother's tights? Because it's Stairway to Heaven. This one you just got to sort of channel your inner pirate and just climb the rigging. And wow, look at him go. He climbed another thing for you.
Ow. Almost twisted my anus. Ankle, fuck. It's really quite taking a toll now. Just because I know I can't take my time, but we'll keep at it.
Kiss of mud. I mean, surely they can understand how that would sound.
I sound like a bit of pick-me-up than getting off of the ground. Oh, God.
This one you just got to hit the deck and keep on crawling and hope that your massive gatto doesn't get caught on some barbed wire. Oh, no. God.
3 miles in, I don't want to die. That mud crawl was really taking it out of me. Literally just all abdominal strength. And I was just trying to keep my little boy off the floor. Didn't want to scrape his face. Little nick in the butt, though. And I said, Nicholas, wait till we're finished.
Hold your wood. I give up. Really?
Yeah, thank you, mate. We've got a fucking log now. We've got a lumberjack, mate. I didn't even know that. Oh, Jesus Christ. What a day here on the George Clark YouTube channel. If you think I'm not actually trying hard, humour is a coping mechanism for literally everything in life. Shout out dead granddad.
Lumberjacked. Just quite simply got to vault your way over some wooden posts. See, that's just clean fun. Why can't they do that from the start? They don't have to make everything dirty. Why can't we all just straddle some wood? I've done it now.
How you feeling? What's your name, sorry? Cal. George, nice to meet you. It is starting to tip it down now. Absolutely disgusting. But I'm going to Pal.
The cage crawl. Now this one is actually horrific. I'll let you just watch out. It's basically just battling drowning.
Bloody hell. Oh my God.
Just the tip. I'm not saying anything. This one was quite hard. Shit. And because it was wet, it was quite slippery, so I couldn't get a good hold. I'm seeing how this could sound now. I'm just going to stop talking.
Way too wet right now.
And that's a penalty obstacle, which means at the end of the lap I'll have to do a forfeit for not being able to complete
There's
that.
no way you can do that right now. Hello, sir.
How are we?
I've been better. That's a little bit nice.
Sewer rat. This is a tunnel you have to crawl through before just falling into a lake.
Not so nice. Right. See you on the other side.
Hang on. Who the hell's this? Who's got my GoPro? What the? Oh, he was filming me.
Not the most graceful thing I've ever done. Oh, brilliant. Now we're just in a bog.
Very slippy that side as well.
It is impossible to do that elegantly. Fantastic news.
Hanging tough. Basically just sort of rings and poles making sort of monkey bars from hell. And it was about this point I started to believe. I was about halfway through the course and these obstacles were flying by. It was only now that I was starting to consider this thing might be doable.
Yes. Got my fans. See you at the next obstacle.
Which happened to be the electric eel. And I'll be honest, I was
Right.
kind of shitting myself. But I made it through pain-free. Were these things even on? Oh,
Jesus. That was just terrifying.
skid marks, probably quite appropriately after the previous obstacle. Which to the untrained eye would look quite simple, but don't forget, I'm freshly covered in water and mud here. This was genuinely quite hard. The hero carry. Stretch of dirt road where you take it in turns to give each other a piggyback. It seemed a good a time as any to get to know my new pal Cal.
Right. Hello, lovely getting to know you, Cal.
We might be close.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah. A slight bit heavier. Oh, sorry, sir. You've probably got the tougher end of the straw here. I'll try and lose weight for next time. That is a fantastic sign. Unless your name is the ozone layer. Cars means civilization.
Creek Crusade.
There's a grizzly bear right now. I'd have a full erection. Salmon City.
Yep, not the most impressive. I paddled in a river for a bit. Apparently it's an obstacle. That's 1 mile to go, and it's Everest. Basically just sort of a Ninja Warrior lawsuit waiting to happen.
Right, we'll give it a go.
Ooh, oh, that's a hell of a nick. What the hell is that? But second time lucky, and with the help of 2 strange men, I was able to do it. So after being tugged by 2 people I'd never met, I thought I'd return the favour and finish off Cal. I don't know why I've made it weird. This is actually like quite a wholesome moment.
Cheers, mate. Oh, there we go. Teamwork.
The Arctic enema. Water so cold it'll clear out your rectum.
Jesus. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, for God's sake. Oh my God. God knows why they call it the Arctic enema. I swear it's much bigger than this normally. I think I've lost all testing capacity.
The pyramid scheme. Basically, you stack yourself on top of other geezers.
Right.
Geezer?
Go for it, guys, sir.
Like in Egypt! So that's the normal way to do it, at least. Apparently the Tough Mudder Infinity Runners own a little loophole, but it kind of felt like cheating, I won't lie.
Felt like cheating.
Mudder Horn. It's a 40-foot structure you got to climb over. How's that
God,
allowed?
he's off on it.
Yeah, basically you help each other up at the start,
Grab my feet.
and then you've got to tackle this climb, which is it's like sort of surrounded by things with holes in.
I don't know how you managed to get a selfie stick out whilst going near the front.
Oh, brilliant.
And finally, electroshock therapy.
That doesn't bode well. Jesus Christ.
Right. On to the next one.
But before we do that, I've got a penalty to pay for falling off that obstacle earlier. I'm sure this won't be embarrassing. Oh my God, what the hell is he doing?
Thank you. That is lap 1 done.
We got back in time to be able to do another lap with about an hour to spare, and with a brief stop to refuel. I was ready to get back on the road.
Right. Here we go, team. God knows what that lot are doing. It is lap 2. Cal's on lap 3. Obviously. Feeling less confident on the second lap, but hey, it's all good fun. That's a lie.
But almost instantly I was feeling the effects of the first lap. Just 200 metres in, both of my calves cramped up.
I've been informed by a Tough Mudder veteran that that'll be the Arctic enema. Oh, you dastardly thing.
Suddenly even the easiest obstacles seemed more daunting.
Of course it is.
Fucking hell.
Oh, God's sake.
This is just demoralising.
My knees are battered and bruised. I feel like your mother. Your Tough Mudder, because of her calloused knees.
Not even a cheap joke could distract from the relentless run. The hills felt steeper, each step felt heavier.
My calves are not feeling great. I'd be an awful farmer.
I just can't switch it off.
I feel like the last thing I'll do on this earth is perform a joke to an unappreciative crowd. The one problem with more people, queues aren't a problem because we've got speedy boarding, it's people pointing out that I've got 2 GoPros on me. James Cameron, sign me up. I'm a cameraman. Oh God.
I had to keep pushing on. I started seeing the obstacles as breaks from running, or at least something to make me stop thinking about running. But with each jump, swim and push, I could slowly feel my energy being sapped out of me. And then when the obstacle's done, more running. And it was during this running that I realised that Cal, this stranger that I'd met, I felt like he was the one that was pulling me through this. Without him, if I was actually running this by myself, I don't know how I'd keep finding the drive.
Everything is aching now. It's the hills.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. The state of the bastard. Absolutely stupid. I'm just jealous of the person behind me. They've got a fantastic view. Sure, I was born in Carlisle. Fucking hell. But I scratched my knee at Tough Mudder. What's going on YouTube? In today's video we're going to be... That is stupid.
But I was finding the drive from somewhere, whether it was from Cal or from donations or the knowledge that I had copious amounts of time to come up with more shit jokes. Something was keeping me
Thank you
going.
very much.
Hello.
Stupid idea this was.
What's number 7? You George Clarkey?
I am, mate, yeah. No. Thank you, man, I appreciate it.
And it was those little moments that would perk me up, as the seemingly never-ending mud track kept going, and going, and going.
We are
over halfway through the second one, but Jesus Christ, my legs have given way. Hamstrings pulling a hurty right now. Keep on going. Keep going through. I don't know if this is needed or if it's going to be horrible. Oh, it's going to be horrible, mate. It's always horrible. Oh, man.
And it was about this point that the roads between the obstacles became a blur of counting down the miles, questioning if I was able to carry on. It felt like every time I felt a bit of hope, it was crushed. Sorry. What the hell was even that?
I'm going to blame the mud and the water on my hands. Got about 2.5, maybe 3 miles left of this lap, and then just need to make sure I am back in enough time to get to the, before the cut-off time to start the final 5-mile one, and then your boy should be donezo. I'm gonna have the fattest pizza in the world at the end of this. We're back again. This is so shit. Oh, fucking hell. Cal's just informed me he's done 27 Tough Mudders in the past. What? 27's obscene. And this that we're doing currently is counting as like one. And what's the longest you've done on an Infinity?
3 4 laps, which is 10 miles, and 1 5-mile lap. So that only counts as 1 Tough Mudder.
What, and you've done 35 plus miles?
Yeah.
That's just obscene. It's over a marathon. Meanwhile, I'm here strapped up with 75 GoPros on me going, I reckon I could get a marathon.
But hey, maybe with Cal by my side I can. After hearing that, maybe I should stop being so dramatic. And I strived for more, doing it not just for me, but for my ape ancestors. It is not just a feat of endurance and strength, this is a feat of humanity. And I am humanity's saviour.
Fuck me. Well, it's nice for something to hurt that's not my thighs. Well, the sun's out. It's not an awful run apart from the fact that it actually is, because I'm hating every moment of it. About to get pretty shocky in here. This was not enjoyable the first time. I'm so scared. You join me live. Just trying to keep moving because every time I stop, it's like a little drinks break or something. You feel like it's helping, but your legs just seize up. So really, I don't know what the play is, but Cal's talking dirty to me. He said you've got about a mile and a half left, and then the 5-miler. Bloody hell.
Let's do this, let's bring this home.
Hill is never ending. My hamstrings and my literal cheeks just in the bin right now. Oh. Yes. Oh. Pleasure. We're almost home. So very nearly. Right, coming to the end of this lap. My full calves are cramped up, which isn't ideal. But hey, looking at you, Champions League final Vinicius Jr. I stayed on my feet. Huh? What's that all about?
And entering the final stretch of the second lap.
Right, last stretch, and then the 5-miler. So we meet again, Arctic the coldest water God ever did create. Oh.
I realised that I shouldn't have doubted myself, and it is possible. There wasn't far to go now.
Oh god. Fucking freezing cold water in my shoes now. Here we are, Pyramid Scheme. All the marketing executives are out running today for team building. Let's go! This is ridiculous. Oh, not this time. I'll do it to finish, but I'm not getting shocked again. I did the first time. Not this time. Maybe a nice little climactic finish. The finish, but not for me. This is where I bid Cal farewell. He's paid his dues. I must go at this alone for the final 5 miles. Lovely to meet you.
But then, just as I was about to set out to do the last 3 or 4 miles, the heavens opened. And as I was already soaked through freezing cold, and I was running on little to no energy, I had a very difficult decision to make.
Unfortunately, I think I may have to give it a miss. I've done what I think equates to 22 miles, but it's just started pissing it down, and I would be able to go out and do the 5-mile course, but Cal wouldn't be there, or neither would anyone else, because the start times were ages ago, so I'd literally be running in a field by myself. I think I'm gonna call it there. There we go. Very bittersweet, because, I mean, 22 miles is, I mean, it's pretty good, but it's just annoying. The weather and the circumstances sort of meant that I wasn't able to do the last 5 miles. But yeah.
Right, it's been about a week and a half now since we finished it, and I can't lie, I'm still slightly annoyed that we weren't able to get the full marathon. I think I did like 23, 24 maybe, because Cal on the way around kind of let me know that it was well in excess of 10, which I'm, you know, is still a good feat. But I mean, the unbelievable support from you guys through both donations and messages to me has been slightly overwhelming, so thank you very much for that. Yes, we missed it by about 3 or 4 miles. But to be honest with you, I never thought I'd even be able to get anywhere near close. And looking back at it, it's been quite the journey. I started off just wanting to get back into the gym. I didn't enjoy nor was I good at running. And now I've ran 22, or maybe a little bit more miles through the Scottish Highlands. I found an excuse to spend more time with my friends and make training not feel like training anymore. And I went through probably the physically toughest moment of my life and found myself relying on someone I'd just met for support. And finally I raised money in aid of a brilliant charity that has allowed me to still have the proudest, most supportive mother around. So, all in all, I'm aching beyond belief. I'm pretty sure I've got Achilles tendonitis, but I'm happy. And I think we achieved what we set out to do.